Hi there, welcome back to more unsolicited white guy opinions on movies, or for short, 1.5 white guys. I'm Nathan, your half white guy and host, and with me is the landlord of the studio we're in, Nick, your other host.
Landlord?
This is your apartment room.
I
It's technically you're renting this space out to us for this podcast.
What do you give me though?
The joy of running this podcast. Well, I'm Nathan, your half white guy.
I'm Nick, your one white guy.
Welcome to the podcast.
No,
where
I'm sorry. I'm Nick, your one colonizer.
Oh, God. We're already in a bad state. Welcome to the podcast where we talk about comedy, movies, and what that fucking big wall is for on the island.
Oh, it's just to keep out some rival tribe. I think.
Rival tribe. Maybe they were thinking it'd be like the Warriors, where it's just like they kind of, like different groups have different parts of the fucking New York, isn't it?
Skull Islanders.
Skull Island.
Come out and play.
Well, that's not unfortunately what it is today. Today we are discussing one of the first Hollywood big blockbusters, 1930s, the original King Kong.
King Kong from 1933, released by
RKO.
RKO, yeah. Is this the oldest one we've done?
No. That would have been Dracula.
Oh, yeah.
Dracula is 2 years prior.
Dracula
2 years prior.
Where's Dracula versus King Kong?
I don't know, Hollywood. What are you thinking?
Yeah? Wait, come on.
This is the weirdest team up we've ever seen in
Nah.
Hollywood.
I don't know, man. They had that Ring versus Grudge movie.
Oh, yeah.
Sadako versus
Sarako,
Kayako.
yeah. I mean, Grudge was a little bit scarier, the original Ju-on.
I think Ringu's scarier. I think.
Well, see, this is a house divided.
And it can only be settled by talking about a totally different movie.
Yeah,
So, King Kong.
Let me formally introduce the movie. We are doing King Kong, released in 1933, directed by Marion C. Cooper and Ernest B. Schoedsack, starring Bruce Cabot as Adrian Brody. Robert Armstrong as Jack Black.
Wait a minute. What? What?
And Fay Wray as Ann Darrow, not Naomi Watts. I'm also honest. Okay, so fine, fair enough. Bruce Cabot is Jack Driscoll. Robert Armstrong is Carl Denham. And Fay Wray as Ann Darrow. And I'd like to say, Fay Wray being kind of the first real American, well, she's Canadian born, but American scream queen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, would that mean this film qualifies as a horror?
I would say this is horror sci-fi.
There's some horror. There's some horror in this.
There's some real scary shit. But she was in Most Dangerous Game, Dr. X, Secret of the Wax Museum, all those ones. So those are early, horror movies, American horror movies that are doing it. So I would say first scream queen. And also I want to.
And can she scream, dude?
Oh yeah,
shit,
she can scream. And also King Kong is billed in this as the 8th wonder of the world. So he has his own IMDb. He's only been in a few movies. I really wish he would have done more before he passed.
I'm sorry, but before he burned to death in that lot fire.
Oh, no. R.I.P.
I know.
Poor Kong.
I know, dude.
Oh,
Fuck.
my God. Would you like to formally introduce the IMDb summary, Nick?
Yes, I have it here. A film crew goes to a tropical island for a location shoot, where they capture a colossal ape who takes a shine to their blonde starlet and bring him back to New York City. That's it.
I mean, thanks for the whole movie. This is the
That's
same
it,
thing.
yeah.
This is the same thing with Dracula. With old movies, I'm like, okay, well, thank you for telling me the entire plot of the movie in one sentence.
I always saw King Kong as the island is the movie. Them going to Skull Island is the movie. The New York City setting is iconic, but it always seems like an afterthought to me because they spend so much time on that island.
Yeah.
In all the movies.
Yeah.
In every movie.
Some would say very much similar to Lost World.
Don't you love Don't you love seeing some carnage?
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, they are fun to watch, except when the T-Rex ate that dog in Lost World. Oh, Fido!
That dog had it coming.
Oh, shit. Oh, God, now we're going to get hate on the podcast. Nick, when's the first time you saw this original King Kong?
Dude, probably a year ago. This had to have been really freaking intense for
Yeah,
people
yeah.
back in the day. Like,
Yeah, people had to walk out. They actually had to cut some of these things out because of these extended like violence scenes.
the violence in this is sure, yeah, for 1933, this was pretty shocking. I can't
Yeah.
imagine if you can put yourself into that, if you can get behind it.
Yeah, it's very ambitious
with a lot
too.
of crazy shit going on in it.
Imagine doing all the stop motion too without like modern day cameras and stuff, where you literally have to do like 24 for each second with like a movie camera where it's like one frame, just like one small rotation each time.
And the stop motion scenes that, dude, they don't skimp out on. Like, they go on for a while.
Oh, they work hard.
Yeah, they work hard for them. Like, they show you all the dinosaurs. They show like they have these nice long scenes, especially that fight, that T-Rex
with
fight.
the T-Rex. Yeah,
it goes on for a while, and that's awesome. It's not like it just comes and goes.
Yeah.
It looks amazing.
Yeah, it took I was reading, it took like 7 weeks to shoot that whole thing.
Oh, Jesus.
Just because of just like it took forever. And it was just like, it just because they worked hard on this. This shows a lot of love and care.
For 7 weeks, they worked hard. Thankfully, their legacy of lizard versus monkey
is
popularity is still very much alive today. Yes.
Yes. Humans just love to see big things fight each other, and we just watch on the sidelines.
Well,
like,
I do. No, we on the sidelines go like Fay Ray in this entire movie.
Just screams.
What the fuck is going on? Like half the time.
Yeah. I first watched this while I was in college, kind of the same time I was going through all the Universal monster movies. I was like, well, let's do King Kong as well. Let's do 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, all of these like old school ones. And I really enjoyed this one. But yeah, you're right. I grew up with the 2005 one first. And I was like, oh, dang, they really tried to model a lot of, in the newer one, they really tried to model a lot after this old one.
Yeah, dude.
It's really cool to watch. Should we get into the movie?
Yeah, and it's
Let's start.
So Jack Black is a struggling documentarian. No. So like it opens. First of all, I have to say, like, the credits at the beginning of a movie. Can you imagine if movies did that today? Where all the credits are just at the beginning of the movie. Yeah. You have to sit through all of that before the movie starts.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Marvel movies?
People would be so annoyed. Yeah, people don't want to do it. I mean, the only reason they sit through the credits now is because it's like, I'll give you a tease of a future movie if you just watch to the end.
King Kong. My name is Dracula. I'd like you to join the monsters. The Monster Squad.
You think you're the only one?
Well, first we get a quote.
Yeah.
It says, and the prophet said, and beast looked upon beauty and therefore was as good as dead.
They said it's an old, like, what kind of proverb is it? Like Arabian proverb or something like that? Some kind of old proverb. I don't even know
if it said.
That's definitely not true. I was reading, this isn't in the fact section, that it was written by one of the writers. It's like,
no, really?
That's not true.
Had me fooled.
You fucking liars.
King Kong opens, and it's really just about this filmmaker. He's got this crew together. They've gone on expeditions before to film like a lot of nature stuff.
Yeah.
Wildlife and such. He's got like a wild hair up his ass and just is like, I'm taking us on something no one else has done before. Okay, what is it? I'm not going to tell you. This is Carl Denham. He's played by Robert Armstrong, and I love him in this. He's great. He's just this smooth but fast talking, just like super gung ho, like old Hollywood kind of guy. And
yeah, we gotta get the picture made.
We gotta get that. Hey. He just says we're going out into uncharted waters.
Yeah.
And there's something out there. I'm not going to tell you what it is. And they're just like, okay, sure.
But they need a leading lady.
Yeah, because they're making a movie, and he says, sex sells.
Yeah.
He's just like, you gotta have a lady in it. You
gotta have a female. You gotta have an actress.
Gotta have someone to look at in there. And the casting agent shows up and says, no, I couldn't. No. I can't give you anybody. So Denham is like, well, we cast off in the morning. I'm just going to go find some broad.
So he goes to a women's shelter, a women's kitchen shelter.
Yeah, something like that. He falling on hard times, unemployment shelter.
With the middle of the depression.
Exactly.
So it's kind of like that. He goes to that and picks on a vulnerable fucking individual.
No, he goes there and he's thinking about it, and then he goes across the street to buy something, and this one lady is thinking about stealing an apple.
Yes, is working on stealing the apple.
Is working on stealing the apple, and the dude's like, "You bum," and Denham's just like, "Nah, here's money, lady. Are you okay?" And it's Fay Wray.
Fay Wray
on the verge
and Darrow
on the verge of passing out because I guess she's just
hasn't eaten.
Yeah, she's just about to pass out from hunger.
Yeah,
this poor woman is homeless.
Yeah,
essentially, and he's all like, "My God, doll, you're beautiful. Do you want a job? You want a part in my picture?" And she's like,
In real life, everyone's like, "Don't say no to that guy. Don't say yes to that guy.
No, don't say no. Don't say no. Do whatever it takes." When we first see her close up is great because she's like, I don't know, she looks zonked out of her mind. She's got like she just has like 10 different emotions within like 3 seconds of looking at him, and I'm just like, oh, she's like. And
in
everything
the next picture.
Yeah, everything he's saying is legit, and she goes along with it.
Yeah,
but thankfully, everything he's saying is legit.
Yeah,
and he's like, "Come get on this ship. We're going, and I need you to be an actress." And she's like, she's basically like, "I'm homeless. I might as well get whatever I can.
I might as well do something."
And then we meet Jack. For those of you who don't know, Jack in the 2005 one is Adrian Brody.
Yeah.
What is he? He's the screenwriter.
He's a screenwriter in that one.
But in this, he's like the first mate of the ship.
Yeah. He's like first mate of the ship.
Mm-hmm. He's first mate of the ship. He's this rough and tumble, seaman guy.
Yeah.
And he's just, he's just always annoyed with her.
He's the action star, yeah.
Yeah, he's the action star, but he's also pretty misogynistic for most of it.
Yeah, he has a line about it. He goes, "I thought you did." What was it? She says like later in the movie, it's like "I thought you hated women," and he goes, "Yeah, but you're not a woman."
Yeah, you're not most women.
You're not most women. I was like, what a fucking gentleman.
And she's like.
So I was like, amazing.
She's like, "I've never been on a ship before. I've never been on one with a woman before." So there you go. There's their chemistry. He's and
bad luck to bring a woman aboard.
Even a miniature one. She was singing about pirates. Eventually, Denham spills the beans. He says, "We're going to Skull Mountain. We're going to this island. It's got Skull Mountain on there." And then and there, the crew should have just been like, "Okay, so what do you anticipate is there?"
Yeah. On the thing called Skull Mountain.
Yeah. And this map is so detailed. It says like, here's the village, and here's a wall. There's a wall here. There's a giant wall here, and I think it's to keep something out.
Yeah.
And the captain's like, probably a rival tribe.
Yeah.
And Denham's like, "I think they got a monkey over there."
Yeah, I think they got a monkey. He's like, "What?"
I'm sorry, they got a what? Because Kong is a local legend. They've heard the name Kong before.
Yeah.
Like all of them. They're just like, "Oh yeah, it's like an urban legend. It's the stuff like, a lot of sailors here and whatnot."
Yeah. So, and it's funny because they're like, okay, the village is on the coast of the island, essentially. Like, they're pretty much confined to the beach. You know what I mean? Like they like, it seems like the tribe does not go into the interior of the island at all.
Who would?
Yeah.
That's just we'll get to that.
Yeah.
That island's fucked, dude.
Yeah, but they don't go into the interior of the island at all.
Skull Island is so iconically like one of the worst places to ever be in any of the movies it's portrayed. I would rather stay in the Amityville house than be anywhere on Skull Island. Skull Island, we do not belong here.
Yeah, well, at least if in the Amityville house you got a nice looking sibling to look at.
I'd rather be on Isla Sorna. Also, yeah.
Shit.
Also,
oh my god.
What are you doing, Amityville
Yeah,
house?
what are you doing?
What are you doing, Step Amityville house?
Step Amityville house. They arrive at the island and they take a boat off the boat. They took some rowboats off the ship to go investigate.
They hear something.
Discover essentially a nice little ceremony and rave.
They hear
it's pretty much a rave.
They hear a rave going on from like the shore, and they're just like, "Hey, what's going on?" They just hear a bunch of drums getting beat.
Yeah.
So they go ashore, and like typical, white folks, they just, stroll right in. Like they own the place. There's like, hey, there's a bunch of huts and village and
say, where is everybody? Well, they're performing some kind of ritual at the entrance, the gate of the wall.
They notice them immediately. They're just like, "Stop the ceremony." Oh, there goes the neighborhood. Look who's here.
Yeah, well, let's be clear. Why do they notice them? Because they're like, I got to get a shot of this. So Denham takes his camera and stands in like pure fucking viewpoint of them where he's like just filming them doing this out in the middle, like no cover.
Immediately.
And they're just like, what the fuck is this? Who
What?
are you?
They say something to the captain. The captain can understand him. And they say, and Denham's like, what did he say? It's just like,
Leave.
They said, fuck off.
They said leave.
Chief said to fuck off.
Go. Leave.
But then they notice Anne.
They notice
Anne.
They
and
notice
say,
the white woman.
Wait a minute. Is that a white lady you got there with us?
Yeah.
We're going to need you to give us that white woman.
is essentially what they say.
Jack gets so defensive. He's simping so hard for
yeah,
him.
and
at this point.
No.
He's just like, what? Anne's in danger? Fuck you, Carl. He's like, absolutely not. Not with my woman who I just fell in love with after a week.
Cut to that night. Anne and Jack are having their little, oh, you're not most women. Then she's falling for him. And he goes, I'll be right back. When this happens, there are other people on the deck that are there, but they're not paying attention.
And the natives just
a bunch of the natives
up,
canoe out to the boat and essentially Spider-Man their way up the side of the ship, grab her, cover her mouth, and just pull her over.
How very convenient for them that they poke their heads up over the side of the ship, and she's just right there.
She's just right there.
Even the chief has the expression on his face. He's just like, oh shit, she's right here. Easy. Just grabs her.
Straight grabs her.
Grabs her.
No one notices. Everyone's not paying attention to this as this woman is kidnapped from the side of a ship.
Yeah. They prepare for war, dude. They're just like, they took a white woman.
So there's guns. They also have bombs. They have gas.
Carl brought gas bombs because he's prepared to get whatever's beyond that wall.
He wants whatever's out there.
Yeah, he doesn't know what to expect though.
Yeah,
but they got a monkey and we see him. They take Anne and they basically have like their little ceremony for her because they interrupted the first one.
Yeah.
And also they're probably just happy that they don't have to sacrifice one of their own for once.
Yeah,
They're just like, yeah, take the white woman.
Yeah.
But I thought that was funny. Like they tie her up and then they immediately run back into the wall and just like
lock the door.
Yeah, they lock the door and then just throw her out and just be like, okay, here, have her.
Yeah, and then they watch from the wall and
they call him. They bang a gong.
Yeah.
And get it on. And it is Kong himself, a gorilla, how tall would you say he is?
Well, so this is interesting. He's advertised as 100 feet tall. That's not true. Based on the size in the jungle, he seems to be between 18 to 20 feet tall, and when he's in the city with the buildings, he seems like he's about 25 feet tall. So I would say he's between 15 and 30 feet tall.
It took them a while to get him back to civilization. Let's just say like he grew over time.
He grew while he was on the ocean.
He grew while they were dragging him on the freaking ocean.
Yeah.
I think this is as good a place as any to cut
it off. King Kong is kind of in the zeitgeist of everything, and if you haven't seen it, we don't want to like spoil like specific details anymore, just in case you want to watch it for yourself. But you kind of know the basic story.
You've
right?
seen this parodied
somewhere.
Absolutely.
It goes on. They capture Kong. They bring him back to New York, and he ends up on the Empire State Building, and it's an iconic scene to do that, but. I think maybe just leaving it just for people that want to see, still haven't seen the original, or just want to rewatch it again and be like, oh yeah, I haven't seen that in a few years, because it's worth watching again.
Oh yeah, hands down.
Yeah.
And it's the monster movie of monster movies, in my opinion. It's a heartbreaking message where it's just like, yeah, we fucked into things we shouldn't have.
And now it's dead.
And now, yeah, what did we get out of this?
Nothing.
Just our cheap exploitation, which is what we do best.
And you know what you got, Carl Denham? You got a fucking lawsuit is what you got. There's a lot of people dead.
Do you know how many people he landed on when he fell off that tower?
There's a lot of people dead. There's so much property damage. You're fucked. And you got to pay for the plane, gas in those planes, and the bullets they used. And that plane that got taken down.
He's ruined.
Yeah, he's fucked.
He might as well go back to school.
The next documentary will be about him going to jail. Oh, my God. But yeah, should we move on to the fact section?
Yes.
Let's go ahead.
Please.
Just a reminder, the fact section is these fact sections. These are real facts about the movie that I've researched. Nick has never seen these before, and he's going to take time to read them live for you. And again, these are all real facts, just with some other stuff included.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, here we go.
Let me go again.
Fact number 2. Most sequences had to be shot nonstop. often requiring 20-hour workdays. Sometimes the shrubs used to dress the miniature sets actually wilted during filming. The stage had to be sealed and nobody could leave or enter to prevent any wind from moving the foliage. You can get this same experience working on a student film set, where the director is so caught up on what the right lighting is to show the inner turmoil of the main character, even though once this film is finished, it will go on some hard drive somewhere, never to be seen again.
Oh my God.
Ouch!
That's what student films are like. But yeah, so when they were shooting the stop motion sets, like it took so long that things were wilting, the flowers, the plants were wilting. At one point, some flowers actually like went into bloom halfway through the fucking like production of it, and they were like, "Oh my fucking God!"
Oh, this continuity blows.
Oh my God. And it was just like, that's how long it took. Things were wilting 7 hours, dude, or like 20 hours, like 7 weeks, So it's like working each day like that. But you could get that same experience working on a student film where you're like, I just want to go home, figure out the last shot. My God, we've been here for 11 hours.
I'll fix it in post.
If it's been 11 hours, it's like the lighting's not right. It's like we are 4 scenes behind already.
And this is our last day of filming.
You're going to have to cut a lot.
If you can get behind it, if you really can, if you can really just like get behind like what it is now compared to what things are today.
Basically put yourself in 1933 and imagine like watching this, and you
imagine there's nothing like this out at the time.
You'll be blown away.
Yeah, you'll be really entertained.
You're like, wow, this is fucking incredible for this so much. They did so much.
I'm grateful that this movie exists. It's because it's just such a fun movie to revisit.
Absolutely.
It really is.
It's part of the, I think it's part of the Library of Congress and stuff like that now.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, for obvious reasons. It's a monument of American filmmaking.
Monument. Very good word.
It's a good way to put it. It's so iconic, and it influenced countless things after it.
What would you give it?
Rate this movie? I feel good with it. I'm gonna give it like a 73.
I give it an 80.
80.
I give it an 80. Yeah. You can hunker down and watch it any day of the week. It's not too long, and you're hankering like one of those old school monster movies.
Yeah.
Or you just want something that has a little bit of everything in it. This is up there.
Yeah.
This is up there at the top of the list.
It's perfect. All right, so 73 plus 80 divided by 2 is a 76.5. That's very fair.
That's good.
Great way to do it. Great movie. Just great movie.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I was like,
a lot of fun.
So much fun. You think anything else to say about this?
Go watch it.
Oh, yeah. Go watch this movie.
Go watch the 2005 one. Go play the video game, too.
Yeah.
Like, become a King Kong fan like ourselves.
Yeah.
And get yourself some King Kong.
Get yourself some merch.
Get yourself a cute little Kong.
He's so sweet. All right. That'll do it for us at the 1.5 White Guys podcast. Thank you for listening. Be sure to follow us, rate us, and subscribe to us wherever you get your podcast from. And follow us on Instagram at 1.5 White Guys podcast, on TikTok at 1.5 White Guys, or now on YouTube for our video podcast at 1.5 White Guys.
And be sure to tell a friend to listen to the podcast where we say we're going to talk about a movie, and then we kind of talk about the movie.
And talk about the movie. And remember, please do not bring home wild animals that you find in different places. Leave that shit there.
No.
They're not to be taken home. They're not pets. This ain't a Disney movie. I think that'll do it for us. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Peace.